Hey, what's going on, guys? Shreddy Roosevelt here with another episode of the Shreddy Roosevelt Shreducational system. This is going to be part 3 in the melody techniques video, and we're going to be talking about these things as soon as I pull up the definitions here. Sweeping, tapping, and slurry. If you're writing these definitions down, just pause it, otherwise I'm going to go ahead and move ahead. So let's start off with the sweeping. As you can see, I have my Laney LA30BL non-master volume British tone machine here, and I have this so there's clearly no effects loop. You can see that I'm not using any rack delays or anything. The only pedal I have on is my noise suppressor, which is just to keep the noise down. It does help a little bit with sweeping, because what you typically see is an expertly set reverb, delay, and noise gate, which allows the people to have very, very clean sounding arpeggios. So I'm going to play it today with very minimal assistance here, and let's go ahead and get started. So I have this A major pattern set up because it's just a lot easier to start sweeping in this part of the neck. The frets are about the right size, and you just, you're not running into the issues of trying to spread out up here or get all cramped up here. So when you do sweeping, we're going to start with our this A note here, the 12th fret of the A string, so in the 12th position, and we're going to play A, C sharp, and E because that is an A major triad. So what you do is you do this. So when I play, say, from here to here, what I'm doing is I go down is letting off with this finger to mute the note, because if you do this, it's not an arpeggio, it's just a regular chord. So, and you're going to go from A to E, A, C sharp, E. Once you get here to this 9th fret, you can't really continue sweeping without changing direction. So what you're going to do is play this A here on the 10th fret, and then the C sharp, you can sweep to that, and then hammer on here on the 12th fret, the E. Oops. So what you do then is when you hit this, then you're going to pull off back to the C sharp, and then this is where you're going to sweep back up. So that is sweep picking. You can do, little cool melodies and diddlies here on the end. Most people just tend to kind of sweep a triad down and then go for it. The way I like to use them is just to get from one part of the neck to the other. So if you're soloing like A major, and I can just get right up there to come right back down. So that's pretty neat. The only other shape that you really need to worry about as you kind of get started, let me go here and interact with this. I should be able to just go to the minor now. There we go. So you just do a minor triad on the way down. So instead of it being the A, C sharp, and E, it's A, C, E. So instead of this, you do this. So, and then when you get down here, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to do a C instead of a C sharp. And that's sweep picking. Like I said, you can do as much of this or as little as you want, but that's the bare bones basics of how to do a sweep. Okay, so let's get back into let's go back to G major. I like G major. There we go. Oh, I need to fix that too. There it is. Okay, fantastic. So let's just go on to tapping. Tapping is this. And you can do it, say, without anchoring your hand here, or you can. It doesn't really matter, because when you're anchoring your hand, it acts like the nut here of the guitar. So all you do, let's say here I have the 12th fret, the 15th fret, and the 17th fret. So I have my hands on all of them, pressing them all down, and I'm just going to let off and then come back again. When you come back to rest, it's kind of like a flam on a drum, like plop. You can't hit them just at the same time, but you just, if you got 3 notes here, come just before it, and you can just kind of percussively roll, and that's pretty much it. Go up the next string. You can do quite a lot with tapping. You've seen Eruption, obviously, and everything since that. I think Midnight by Joe Satriani, that's a really good one. A lot of people sleep on, but that's tapping. And then Slurry. So a slurry is when you take your pick here and you hit it from the side. So something like this. And that's really that. I don't do a whole lot of slurrying. Randy Rhoads is probably the king of the slurry. You can do as much as you want, but say I'm just here, and what I'm going to do is, say we got this G major E minor scale here, so 12 and 15 on the bottom. What I'm going to do is slurry the 16th up to the 17th, because this note here, this G sharp, that's not in key, but that's okay. That's a borrowed tone, and that's something we're going to go over later. But and that's me just letting off. So instead of it because trilling to this, it trills to this note. And so that's slurry. So guys, that concludes our melody techniques video. That's not every melody technique that has ever existed, but it's a good number of them. It's the most commonly used ones. And as you play your scales and practice and use patterns, make sure to incorporate practicing of these different melodic techniques. You may find that 1 or 2 of them work very, very well for you, and perhaps 1 or 2 of them don't work well at all. And there's no rule that says that you have to use any sort of technique. So obviously practice the things that you're not good at, but it's not against the rules to lean into what you're very good at, and that's what makes you unique as an artist. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the material, make sure to like it. If you're not subscribed, you should definitely subscribe. I'm going to keep making videos. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.